All right, folks, can you hear me now and see the right screens here? We tested this before everything went too smooth, apparently, because now it's not. We're not used to having two broadcasts one night, but we gave it a shot tonight. And there we go. Now it looks like it's working. I'm not sure what happened there, and my apologies, but at least we got it figured out before the race started. So let's go back. We're going to start again. Let's keep taking a look at some of the guys here. Here's the next guy that we're going to talk to. We'll have to get back with Jay Stinson because his interview didn't work out, got cut off, but that's okay. We're going to speak with the 81 of Josh Hall, the Dev Sports Cards, and Tammy Strong 81. Let's get with Josh here. We can find him. Where are we? Josh, this is Josh up in the booth. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, man. Yourself?
Doing well. We had a slight issue with the broadcast since we're running two shows at the same time, but now we got her figured out just in time for race time. So, Josh, we wanted to first thank you for bringing us on for this Tuesday and bringing us back for Wednesday, of course, and then give you the opportunity to talk to us and those at home watching about what the SCSRA Arca Series is going to be all about this season, and your title sponsor of Fry Disposal.
Yeah, this is going to be a new venture for us. The SCSRA and the previous league that it was before that has always run trucks on Tuesday night since our inception. So with these new Arca cars coming out, there's a big opportunity. There seems to be a lot of interest in this car. So we decided to make the switch over to Arca here, and Fry's Disposal LLC came on as a title sponsor, so we want to thank Jay Stinson for that coming on board. And yeah, this is going to be a great season. These cars are really racy. They're kind of super speedway-like at a lot of different tracks, but the short tracks make them really, really fun as well. They got a ton of power, not a lot of grip, so it's going to be a great season. I can already feel these cars in the draft. It's not like any other car, so I think it's going to be a great race, great show for you guys here tonight, and looking forward to the season.
Right on, man. Well, talk to us a little bit about how you're feeling about this race, and of course Daytona Speedway, and then also final thing before we let you get to qualifying. We see a number of cars rocking the Tammy Strong on the quarter panels. I want to hear a little bit about that as well.
Of course. So, of course, we'll start with that. We all know Devin Butchino. Unfortunately, is not running with us this season. His mom has cancer, and she was recovering from it for a while, and things just aren't very good right now for her. So I was thinking about Tammy and want to support her the best we can. Hopefully she can make a speedy recovery. Hopefully we can get Devin back on track, and everything works out well with his family. When it comes to this track, though, I love super speedways. Man, this is a dream for me to be out here at Daytona, Talladega. I'm looking forward to this race. Going to try to maximize points tonight, so that's going to be the goal.
Right on, man. Well, it's always a fun race to start at Daytona, start off your season with a really nice run, and then kind of just build that momentum going the rest of the way. Josh, as always, the 81 car looks great. Appreciate you joining us here close to the qualifying time, but we'll let you get back to it, sir, and best of luck this evening.
All right, thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Once again, folks, that was the 81 of Josh Hall. Josh, where are we putting you? I forgot.
Trackside.
That's right. Got to get back in the swing of things. I've been gone from this series from, I don't know, 5 weeks. All right, we'll see you later.
Good, man. Yep.
All right, there we go. We got Josh back where he belongs. And now, hopefully everyone at home can see the 2 broadcasts now. Let's check here and see. All right, top tier still rolling. All right, and we're rolling too, so hopefully we're good to go now. I'm not quite sure what the issue was, but hey, you know what? Better late than never. Here's Victor Kress in the 18 double mint green machine. That'll be easy to see. And right in front of him right now is probably my favorite paint job so far. I'm calling it early. This is the Z Paints Moza Racing number 33 of Zach Stevens out of Bethune, South Carolina. That is a really nice ride. It's got an orange kind of bronzy look to it, and the black into the black, really, really nice. We've got 17 guys slowly showing up here to make the grid tonight, and they're 10 seconds from qualifying, but here's the 88 National Guard of Joe Tardif, Bellevue, Florida, for his hometown. Let's go to the 3 of Trey Spears. That's the Power Stroke Diesel Ford Mustang number 3 as he does some grass mowing before practice ends. And there's a great look at Daytona International Speedway. There's the 3 pulling out now for qualifying, and we'll catch back up with him. There's the 01 of Travis Bennett. Always a strong competitor. Now, folks, in the bottom right of your screen, just above the series sponsor box, you'll see Travis's speed as well as every other driver, and once he puts in a time, you'll also see his lap time, so we'll show you that. Here's John O'Lynch coming out onto the track in the SMS 54 ride. Justin Parham pulling out. Ooh, let's take a look at that one. That's a nice one, the Angry Orchard number 19 Chevy Camaro of Justin Parham. Really cool looking paint there out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina. Several South Carolinian drivers here tonight. Go back here. There's the Jimmy Granger number 97 of Sam Boutwell. Nobody to turn in a time just yet. More drivers making their way out onto the speedway. We'll get you a look at as many as we can. There's the 48 M&M Pet Sitting Machine of Matthew Fritz. Here's the 22 SCSRA Tammy Strong, number 22 of Luke Wagoneer. Might be Wagner, but I think Wagoneer sounds cool, so we're going to roll with it. First person to put in a time was Travis Bennett in the 01. Justin Parham and Matthew Fritz followed him not far behind. Justin Parham has the quick time so far, 51.415. 51.415 for Parham as the other drivers put in times. Josh Hall, third quick right now, 51.62. Sam Boutwell to second quick, 51.428 on lap 1. We'll see if he can improve on lap 2. Just a hundredth of a second off of Justin Parham, who continues to lead the board. Matthew Fritz, third quick on lap 1 as he crosses the line for lap 2. He will not improve. 51.45. Ryan Hufford on lap 1, 51.426. I like this paint a lot for the 83 of Ryan Hufford. The Oakley number 83, neon yellow. I like my neon yellow, and pretty good vibe. It's very close to the SCSRA. Of course, that's more of a green, but we're off and rolling now. Letting everyone know that we are, in fact, back up and running properly in business. Come watch the race and watch their buddies, their friends, get their family in here. Jay Stinson went 51.463, good enough for second quick. And Trey Spears in that number 3 took over the pole. John Lynch took over third. Justin Parham, who led the way more than halfway through, slipped to fourth. Lauren Vincent still out there, 51.486 on lap 2. No number on the side of that thing besides the 7. That'll be easy to remember. He's the 07. So Lauren Vincent currently 10th quick after his second lap. Still a couple guys out here to qualify. Joe Tardif to the top of the board, 51.38 flat for Joe Tardif in the 88. That was his second lap, and he takes the pole late in qualifying. Ryan Gomes still out there, already put in one lap, currently 11th quick, making his way around the turns 3 and 4. We'll see what Gomes can do in that Cat Tammy Strong Ford Mustang number 55. One person left to qualify still, and that's that 33 of Zach Stevens. Hasn't put in his second lap just yet, I don't believe. No, Stevens just crossed the line. 51.386 goes third quick for Zach Stevens. Good lap 2. Ryan Gomes lap 2, 51.550. Keeps him 12th quick now. Sylvain in the 66. Scotia Bank Chevy Camaro makes his way out on track and hopefully didn't cross that yellow line there. And it looks like that might have been what happened. Sylvain did not put a time down. He's coming down pit road, either got a black flag for illegal pit exit or running out of time to qualify and realized it before he put a lap in. Not quite sure, but not the worst case scenario here for the 66. He can catch that draft and probably move up very quickly. He'll be just fine, I assume. Now we will wait on their drivers' meeting. And as soon as we have it, folks, we will give you the starting lineup for the Fry Disposal Arca series here at SCSRA. Who's everyone got tonight? Who you got winning? You can see them there on the left in your timing tower. Going to be 17 on the grid. One car did not take a qualifying time, and that is the 66 of Sylvain Seguin. I am probably butchering that, but I will have to get with Sylvain and ask him. Yeah, it's dark, man. Very dark. They got the track lights on, and that's about it. They didn't bother to turn on any in the infield this evening, I suppose. Really cool look there at Daytona Speedway. Waiting on that starting grid to be available, and we'll go through it with you, as qualifying technically is still going, but they are, I would assume, using this opportunity to go through their drivers' meeting. And if you're just joining us from the top tier playoff race, or chase race, I should say, from Dover, that one was a quick one tonight. I think only 3 cautions maybe at Dover. And from what I was able to see, pretty good crowd over there and good race, as always, for top tier. And we're looking for the same out of the SCSRA tonight. The Stock Car Sim Racing Association always puts on a good show, and we were fortunate to have them last season for their Next Gen series, which is on Wednesday nights, and fortunate to be brought back for not only that, but then for this one tonight. So let's bring up now your starting grid, potentially, if this is... That should be the right one. I think we're all square. Joe Tardif in the 88 set the pole late. JDJ Motorsports, he'll start first. Trey Spears in that 3 car will roll off second. Zach Stevens in the 33 will start third. Jay Stinson in the 45 will roll off fourth. John Lynch in the 54 will start fifth. Justin Parham in the 19 rolls off sixth. Ryan Huford in the 83 will start 7th. Sam Boutwell in the 97 will roll off 8th. Rounding out your top 10 is going to be Matthew Fritz in the 48 starting 9th, and Chase Greer in the 40 in 10th. Travis Bennett is going to start 11th in the 01. Ryan Gomes in the 55 will start 12th. Onward on back, Lauren Vincent in the 07 711 machine. We'll keep an eye on that. He's going to start 13th. Luke Wagner in the 22 is going to start 14th. Victor Kress in the 18 will roll off 15th. And Josh Hall, who we talked to in the pre-race show, the very short, brief pre-race show, he's going to start 16th. And Sylvain is going to start 17th at the caboose of the field tonight, and our only driver not in the United States. Welcome, Sylvain, from beautiful Canada. And that is your starting grid, folks. Of course, Sylvain did not get a time in for one reason or another, but the 88 and the 3 car are fired up, and off we go for the parade lap now. Got to get those lights off the screen, and I can't remember for the life of me right this second what that's called. If anyone knows what the chat is, this is what happens. This is what happens when I take a 5 or 6 week hiatus from broadcasting, and then you come back and you try to do 2 shows all at once at the same time for the first time ever. Zach Weiss says, let's go Royalty Racing. Well, yes, no Royalty Motorsports drivers in this series, Zach, but appreciate you tuning in for the broadcast. Should be a good one. Yeah, those are starting lights, but Derek on SDK. I'm not 100% sure what they're labeled as and where at, but no big deal. We'll only see them until they go green. And it's not in the way anyway. It's just a little annoying. We're going to take the opportunity throughout this race early here to take a look at some of the paints, because at first, even though it was showing us live twice, it was showing the top tier race on both. So I basically had to close out and start over. So we're going to see, but the pace car is off, and Joe Tardif leads us to green for the first time here in the Arca series for the SCSRA. Let's see what happens here if everyone decides to mind their P's and Q's and kind of let things settle out, play a fuel game, that type of thing. Not sure exactly how many laps these guys have on fuel. But if we catch an early caution, as we see the 45 of Jay Stinson take the early opportunity to dive to the bottom, and he will get a lap, or he will get a point if he leads a lap, I should say. But it looks like that 3 car of Trey Spears on the outside lane is going to pull away with the 19 of Justin Parham in tow, followed by the 97 of Boutwell. And Jay Stinson right now thinking, well, I made the move to the bottom and didn't quite have enough help. I wanted to go to this 19 real quick. Man, look at this beauty. I love the color blue, as he is all over the backside of the 3 car. And Jay Stinson now might have heard what I was saying, as he was shot out of a cannon with the 88 behind him. He'll take the lead now, and the 88 pushed up to the high side. Not sure if the 45 will lead the lap. It appears like Joe Tardif will lead this time, and just by a bumper. Jay Stinson still looking for the opportunity to lead a lap. That 19 of Justin Parham, the Angry Orchard, beautiful paint job. And the 33 Moza Racing ride of Zach Stevens. 2 of my favorites here, followed by the 83 Ryan Hufford. The neon green, or neon yellow and blue / turquoise. I don't know. We'll have to talk to Ryan there and see what happens, or see what he says that color is. Sylvain is now down pit road. Not a good start to the season for him. And Josh Hall is not on track. So not a good start for him either. Not sure what's going on. He put in a qualifying time. Yes, Zach. Welcome in, Ocala Design Group. Sorry about the issues early. If you were trying to join in and realized, hey, this isn't my people, this isn't my series. But we got her figured out. The 88 of Joe Tardif still running up there strong. Check on Matthew Fritz now is leading that bottom line. Oh, never mind. Justin Parham in the 19 jumps down, and you know what? He might have jumped down there just at the right moment. He will lead that lap, I believe. And every bonus point counts. Let's give you some insight into the points here on night 1. We had, well, technically 17 guys on the grid. 15 guys make the start. And 12 will make the playoffs. We expect this league and series to grow in the first couple weeks, as it's a brand new series and still going through recruiting process. But The top 12 will make playoffs. You can lock in and secure yourself a playoff position spot by winning a race. So someone's going to lock in to playoffs right here tonight, folks. And a lot of other guys looking to get their season started on the right foot. Josh Hall now is coming out on track. I'm not sure what happened to him. He'll be praying for 7 cautions to get back on the lead lap, just to have an opportunity as we come across the line here to complete lap number 7 of 70. Justin Parham has done very well there on that inside lane. Joe Tardif in the 88 now back 5-6 spots on that outside, but this is super speedway racing, folks. Is now someone goes 3 wide. That's the 01 of Travis Bennett on the outside. Not sure what happened there. He's going to find the wall now, and that's going to kill all his momentum. That was wild. I mean, he took an opportunity and no one went with him. I'm not surprised. It's just so early. Couple cars a little squirrely there. There's Lauren Vincent in the 07. Is now they're 3 wide with the 45 of Jay Stinson getting cycled out. Maybe he pulled up to try to save the 01 and didn't work out for either of them, as now they'll drop to the tail end of this pack. The field, rather. This is the whole field besides Josh Hall and Sylvain, who's finally coming out on track, I believe. He is. So Josh Hall 5 laps down. He'll hope for 5 cautions. Biggest mover so far is Victor Kress in the 18. Out there 3 wide right now. That's not going to help his biggest mover. Well, the old broadcaster jinx, as right when I click on him, he went from the biggest mover back to right where he started. So that, folks, makes your biggest mover Lauren Vincent in the 07 711 ride. Right there, the green, white, red, orange paint job with 711 on the front. Currently up 9 spots for Vincent and in a good position. Oh no, we got trouble. And caution is out, a little bit of a late caution. Multiple potential front runners involved, and holy smokes, the 83's missing a bumper. The 01, the 33's missing a bumper. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here in our first caution of the season and, of course, of the night. Go back here and see if we can't catch it here. We'll kind of slow it down, and the 33, or it looked like maybe the 97 just pushed out, but then the 33 didn't, tried to let him squeak back in, then turned into the 01, the 88 involved. Oh man, Joe Tardif not going to be happy about that one. 45 involved. Jay Stinson, of course. The 97 of Boutwell involved. Half the field almost here in this one. They do have a fast repair, though. As we get back to live action, Ryan Huford already down pit road. Joe Tardif down pit road. So fortunately for those guys, probably... What's up, Jesse? What's up, Drafty? Good show tonight, man. Good news is for those guys, they will more than likely be using their fast repair right now. But bad news is that it's only 11 laps in of 70. And of course, some people stay out, some people go in. Trey Spears in the 3 going to lead the pack that decided to come down pit road. Boutwell, of course, is in. He was involved in that incident. You can see his car driving a little wonky. Jay Stinson, of course, is in. Zach Stevens. See if he... Oh, yeah, he had to take his fast repair. You could see what kind of condition that wheel was in. And obviously no front bumper, which we saw. Travis Bennett, good to go, back on it. Most of these guys as well that were involved in that incident were fortunate enough to be able to pit with the rest of the field. They were able to catch back up and pit with everyone, so they didn't risk going a lap down if they wanted to not take their fast repair, for example. If my car felt okay in that situation, a lot of times I would go in, check the damage. If it's 10 minutes optional, something like that, I'll keep myself on the lead lap and then come back out, or come back in rather, and take the fast repair when I can. But let's take the opportunity now, take a good look at that 19 Angry Orchard car. Right on, Jesse. Right on. Thanks for hanging out, man. We'll be on the broadcast tomorrow night as well, and all season, both nights. And we got some Royalty Motorsports drivers racing in that Next Gen series on Wednesday nights. So you can bet we'll be excited for that as well. Nancy Hickok's welcome in. Get back out there, number 33, she says. And drive smart. We gotta pull Zach, tell him, hey, drive smart. What do we got here? Lights on, lights are off. All right, well, we're gonna pull Zach at some point. Not right now. That wouldn't be appropriate. Lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. So they'll rack them and stack them back up for the first time this evening as we work caution number 1 here in the SCSRA Fry Disposal Arca series. Crest's car has speed tonight. I would agree with you. He's up 8 right now. He got caught on the outside. Let's take a look at that 18. There he is, Victor Kress. He got caught on the outside of a 3-wide situation, and naturally no one went with him. So he went from the biggest mover back to where he started and then found a seam and avoided the incident. And sitting 7th right now for the restart, so up 8. Luke Wagner in the 22 beside him is also up 8. Lawrence Vincent here in the 07 is up 9. Chase Greer in the 40 up 7. Drafty, Chase isn't running the blue label. Got to ask him what's going on with that. We don't need Tide, we need blue label. But I don't actually think he's sponsored by them, so could be an issue. Matthew Fritz also up 7 in that 48 M&M Pet sitting Chevy Camaro in that black and white paint, looking very similar to Jimmy Johnson. Justin Parham brings us back to green for restart number 1. That inside lane kind of fell apart there. And we're going to see here if the 48 of Fritz elects to drop down. No, the 22 did get there. And now the 3 with a big head of steam going to close it up. That was an interesting restart as that bottom line just seemed to not go. But they gathered it back in. And Parham sits out front with Chase Greer right behind him, side by side racing. Back here, Victor Kress, Luke Wagner. Kress is on the inside with the Doublemint 18. Oh, a little wobbly. Keep it together, boys. They stay clean and green as Kress goes a little below the apron. Maybe a little interesting interaction from the car right now with that 3 car beside him potentially side drafting just a bit. And if Victor is new tie racing, that might not be the most comfortable of feelings, and I sympathize with Victor. I've been there before, and it's interesting. It's a little nerve-wracking, and it's definitely 100% intense. Ryan Gomes in the 55 now is on the bottom side, and Gomes is up 4 on the evening here early. The top 4 have gone single file and figured it out. That's Justin Parham, Chase Greer in the 40, John Lynch in the 54, yellow and black machine, and Trey Spears is on the outside of the 18 of Victor Kress. They got it hooked up to the 40 and the 19 of Parham up front. The 54 and Kress feeling each other out right now. 22 of Wagner, nice and comfortable on the inside. The 3 car of Trey Spears is looking for some help. Oh no, is now, I believe it was the 48 that smacked the wall and it led to the 07 also, and that's going to create separation here in the 2 fields. I think the 22 may be an issue as well. He's got big damage there. Didn't see where that happened, but the 22 more than likely going to lose that lead pack. Fortunately, he's got 4 guys behind him that might pick him up. Joe Tardif, Josh Hall, and Sylvain laps down. Tardif electing not to use the fast repair, I'm going to assume. Very early, 2 laps down, still plenty of time to get laps back, but he's going to need some help and some cautions as now they're 3 wide right in front of him. That's Sylvain and the 33 of Zach Stevens working their way around the 22, and the 22 of Luke Wagner way off the pace here on lap 18. Now the 33 finds himself in no man's land. Nowhere to go. He'll have to drop to the tail end of this second group. John Lynch has taken over the lead as now the outside lane is stronger after the incident with the 22 and others. Split up these 2 packs. In fact, it's 3 packs now. There's this one that goes back to Victor Kress and Chase Greer, and then you have Boutwell leading a small group of him and Ryan Huford. And then you go back to Travis Bennett and those guys, those 5, 6. And the 33 is Zach Stevens. Better make a move here. He's going to get hung out to dry and lose the draft altogether. John Lynch in the 54 continues to lead now after maneuvering to the bottom line. Nice and smooth up front by the 45 and the 54. Now, folks, this is race 1, as I've mentioned a few times, but there are some teammates that run together consistently, not just on their teams in other leagues, I'm assuming, but also on Wednesday nights. But there's also a good amount of new drivers in this series. And so a lot of the first 20, 30 laps or so are probably going to be feeling people out, getting comfortable with not only the car and the track. The car is also fairly new. Oh, and then the caution is out now. But yes, that's what I'm expecting here early in this super speedway race, is a lot of feeling out. I don't see what could have brought the caution out, but let's see if this brings it up. Here in that front pack. Oh, I'm sorry, lap 20. It was the stage, the end of the stage. Holy moly. Get it together, Josh. From now on, I need to not take any more breaks. No breaks. Gets me all out of sorts. So John Lynch in the 54 wins stage 1 of the season. Trey Spears in the 3 finishes second. Ryan Gomes finishes your biggest mover up 9, bringing home third in that stage. So very nice run for Gomes. Justin Parham being scored 4th, and Matthew Fritz in the 48 was scored 5th in the stage. Top 5 get stage points in this series. Uh-oh. This is not related to the caution, but I do see something. Oh, Jay Stinson crashed. What the heck happened here, man? Is he towed? Well, let's try it again here. Not sure. That just slows it down. Well, anyway, Jay Stinson was off track. Not sure why. And now the whole field that's on the lead lap anyway, coming down for fuel. I'd imagine we'd see about 5 to 6 second pit stops here just for fuel only. We'll watch the 54. In fact, let's go here and watch that race off pit lane. Ryan Gomes, he's out fast, and Ryan Gomes is going to win the race off pit lane. And he'll bring us back to green. I think Sam Boutwell in the 97. Sam Boutwell stayed out. But he might pit this next time by. Then, of course, you have the 81 of Josh Hall. Electing to get a lap back, I presume. And probably hoping for a caution in between stage 1 and 2. And let's talk, if we can, to this man here. John Lynch. We got to find him. That's another thing about all the new drivers. They're all in different places and got to hunt him down. He's in Venom Racing. Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Right on, man. Well, you won stage 1 of race 1 and first one of the series. Congrats on that. Tell us how you're feeling tonight and what your plan is the rest of the way.
Yeah. Feeling pretty confident. I got some good teammates around me. Coming off that clash win and now a stage win. So feeling pretty good. Goal is just to kind of ride around here, trying to stay out of trouble, and then be up front when it most matters.
Right on, man. Well, it was fun to watch you run. You made a good pass on the 19 of Parham at a good time. So I know you're looking to line back up now to go green here momentarily, but before we let you go, in case we don't talk to you again this race, tell us about your sponsors and who you'd like to thank tonight.
Yeah, I've got Snowman Studios on my hood here. He's a guy in the military, stationed over in South Korea, and makes some great iRacing paint schemes and maybe some IRL paint schemes. So he's on Instagram at Snowman Studios, and a shout out to y'all for streaming tonight.
Right on, man. Well, congrats on the stage win. Go get another one. Maybe we'll be talking to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Once again, folks, that was the Venom Racing number 54 of John Lynch. Very cool to hear about that sponsor on his car. A painter that's in the military, stationed in Korea. Wow. Appreciate your service, sir, if you happen to be watching or if you watch it back. Let's go back to the front of the field. Here is Sam Boutwell electing to stay out. Of course, he was down pit road, so he may have the opportunity now, if he has enough fuel, to make it to the end of stage 2, because he did pit during the first caution for that incident. So it might be a smart play by Boutwell. And as I mentioned, most people did end up taking tires. That's kind of surprising. I would have only taken fuel. But again, feeling out the car and how that's going to go. And maybe they say, well, it doesn't matter if we take tires or not. We might as well, since everyone else is. But we're back green now as Boutwell leads the way as we start stage 2 on lap 25. Boutwell trying to get to that outside lane. Ryan Gomes says, nah, you go low, sir. I'm going to control the outside lane. 54 of John Lynch, who just won that stage right behind the other yellow and black ride of Ryan Gomes. The 40 of Chase Greer behind him. The 48 of Matthew Fritz, always in the mix. Running fourth, rounding out your top 5 is Justin Parham. Top 4 single file just for now, as Boutwell gets a little more help now and starts making up some ground. But the top 3 decide to drop. And the 48 electing not to go in. The 97, I bet, was happy about that. He was dropping like a stone with only a few cars behind him. Joe Tardif got a lap back on that stage caution, so he's 1 down now. Josh Hall back to 3 laps down, so you never know what could happen there. A couple cautions could put him right back in the mix. The 18 of Cress, a little wobbly on the outside, but keeping it together nicely for now. Ryan Huford is in the 83 on his inside. 18 way up the racetrack, doesn't hit the wall though. Tell you what, the 97 and the 48 are absolutely hooked up. The 48 was pushing him all the way around the corners. That's trust and that's talent. Now he backs off just a bit into entry. Lisa Fritz, welcome in. She says, go Venom. Well, we just talked to one of them Venom guys. Maybe we'll be talking to Mr. Matthew Fritz with M&M Pit sitting. 48 machine here momentarily. He's always got an opportunity. 3-car Trace Spears working his way back up into the action now as he jumps outside to lead that outside lane. And the 97 once again gets some help. Much needed help as now he bumps the 3-car. Little wobble, but they keep it together. It was a good bump from the 97. Now they hook up again in the corner, trying to catch the top 5, who have all singled out now. Top 6 even. Zach Stevens is back in it. He elects to go to the outside now to give the 3 and the 45 some help. Zach Stevens right before that stage had an incident, nearly lost the pack, and probably wasn't too far from a lap down if we wouldn't have had a stage. Oh, is now the 07. Lauren Vincent getting wobbly. The 18, not sure what happened to Kress. He better hope to hang on to the draft with the 07. Got to tuck on that yellow line there, buddy. If he loses that, that might be not so good. He's trying to jump to the outside now, and he did catch the 07 again. He'll try to get back to it as Zach Stevens in the 33 shoots himself to the lead now with the 45. Fry disposal of Jay Stinson right behind him. Jay Stinson, a nice recovery from an early incident as well. One factor that could come into play here as we approach halfway here shortly is how many of these drivers use their fast repair early. If we have a big wreck from up front, that could be disastrous, folks. Not wishing it to happen, but just understanding what could happen. Now the 3-car of Trace Spears wants to get back in front now. 97 of Boutwell finds himself back up front after dropping to 5th or 6th early on in the restart. We have 9 laps to go till the second stage ends. 9 laps to go. 3-car of Spears drops to the bottom now. Boutwell and Spears. The question mark right now, folks, does Boutwell in the 97 have enough fuel to make it to the stage? If so, he could have played a miraculous strategy to get himself back into this race after an early incident. If not, he's hoping for a caution prior to the stage. If you pit under green, that could be problematic. Ooh, hold on to it. Now the 97 drops low. The 19 of Parham will lead the outside lane again. Ryan Gomes back in 9th now, your biggest mover. Things have settled out just a bit. Sam Boutwell for the time being. He's up 6 spots, 7 if he has the lead at any given moment. Travis Bennett in the 01, good recovery from him as well. He's up 4 or 5. Back and forth it goes. Joe Tardif, rough evening so far, but not out just yet. If he has enough fuel, oh no, and now Ryan Gomes down on the apron. Nice save there from Gomes. He's going to have to latch on with the 66, I believe, and now he's in a situation where hopefully he can rebound and not lose the whole draft. Fortunately, he's about 6-7 laps away from a caution due to the stage. There's Tardif running along with Josh Hall. Somehow they lost the draft. Maybe he just wanted to not be involved in an incident so he can get that lucky dog, if there is, because if you are involved in an incident, even if you would have received the lucky dog, you would not get it. You'd be disqualified of getting it at that point, should you be involved in that incident that brings out the caution. So, and the reason for that is to prevent people from saying, oh, hey, I'm the lucky dog, I'm going to cause a caution. I agree, areas that are not extremely well lit on the speedway. And some of the guys, like this right here, that whole backstretch, is pretty rough. Rough lighting. And some of the cars, unlike the 19 or the 40, they don't have super bright paints, which is fine. Not complaining, but definitely makes it challenging in certain areas where everybody's at. Good thing we got the timing tower. Justin Parham finds himself back out front now with 4 to go to the stage, and he found himself in a very similar situation at the end of stage 1 with 3 or 4 laps to go, and then ended up getting passed by the 54. So he did not win the stage. The 40 of Chase Greer now on the inside. He'll attempt to lead his first lap of the evening. Does Chase Greer grab a bonus point? No, sir. The 19 going to shut down that opportunity with a good push by the 48 behind him. That 54 takes it 3 wide. John Lynch, he gets some help in the 33 behind him. Oh, and now he finds the wall. Gonna kill all the momentum. The 33 just can't catch a break anytime he tries to make a move. He ends up getting cycled for one reason or another. So the 54, fortunately for him, he had a car behind him and didn't lose a ton of speed. He probably thought better of going 3 wide. Justin Parham, Matthew Fritz, Chase Greer, Travis Bennett, Lauren Vincent, the way it sits right now. As we cross for 2 to go till the stage. Anybody's stage right now, especially these top 6 or 7, I would say, trying to put themselves in a good position. What happened to Matthew Fritz here? Nothing, I suppose. Oh, as the 54 tried to go up again, and not a great block opportunity. If it was one by the 07 of Lauren Vincent, he might have also thought, I like that idea, I'm going to jump up there and go with you, but he was a little bit too late. We'll keep an eye on the 3 wide as now we cross for lap 39. Chase Greer feeling good right now. Leading the way with the top 4, all single file, is now we're 3 wide, nearly 4 wide behind them. Everyone making late pushes. The 45 of Jay Stinson cycled a bit. I'm sure these top 4 or 5 are watching that all happen and thinking, oh man, I'm glad I'm up here. Oh no, as now Victor Kress gets slammed into the inside wall. And because he's on the infield, no caution just yet. We'll take a look at what happened there. I think I saw another situation where potentially a block for no reason, or just liked the idea of wanting to go with that line and those guys behind him. but he wasn't clear. The 97 of Boutwell makes a move on Chase Greer late in the stage. If he could win this stage, it'd be massive, but Greer to the outside, followed by the 01 of Travis Bennett. Boutwell was left to dry on the inside. He's fell to fourth all of a sudden. The 3 of Trey Spears takes over third. Not sure where he'll be scored, but there is no doubt about it that Chase Greer won the stage. Travis Bennett in the 01 finished second. Boutwell, I believe, third. Trey Spears fourth in the stage, and Jay Stinson in the 45 will get fifth. Let's take a quick look here at what happened to Victor Kress. Oh, let's rewind it. That's exactly what it was. The 48. Oh, again. The 48 pulled down. The 18, it seemed like you wanted to go with him or block him, one or the other. And nothing the 48 could do there. But the 18, extremely hard contact into the wall. No caution came out because it was a single car incident to the infield. And so bad luck for Victor Kress. Hopefully he had his fast repair checked. It looks like he did. So he'll get back out, and Tardif should get the lucky dog here and get back on the lead lap. And it worked out for Boutwell. Even though he didn't win the stage, he came out with some much needed stage points there to start the season. And we're going to get with your stage winner, which was Chase Greer, right after the pit stop. I don't like to pull them during the pit stop or right before because they're discussing with their team strategy, you know, what's going on, what to do. And then, of course, they got to execute the pit stop, and it's not as easy as it looks. A lot can go wrong on pit road, folks, and it can win you or lose your races. And yes, I speak from experience. Chase Greer wins the race off pit road. Trey Spears will follow. John Lynch behind him. Justin Parham. Jay Stinson, Travis Bennett, Sam Boutwell, Zach Stevens, Lauren Vincent, and Matthew Fritz rounding out your top 10. Ryan Huford, Ryan Gomes, Luke Wagner, Joe Tardif. 14th. Tardif will come down pit road. Whoa, whoa. Wrong button. Joe Tardif will come down pit road this time by, since he was the lucky dog, he takes his lap around and then comes down for pit stop. Let's get with the 40 of Chase Greer. Been a while since we've talked to Greer. Another Venom Racing product. Chase, Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Gotcha. How you doing, bud?
Doing good, man. Good to talk to you again. Glad to be back. Congratulations on the stage win in the number 40 Tide machine. How you feeling the rest of the way? You feel like you got a car that can win it tonight?
Yeah, feeling good. Working with teammates. Travis helped push me there, which is his teammate, but glad to work with him, and hopefully we can cap this off with a win.
Right on, man. I know you're always competitive, and tell us how much it means now. This is race one, of course. A long, long road to go, but race one, you win a stage right away. You start with some decent points, and now you get to look ahead to the end of this race and hopefully put yourself in a good position. But how much at the end of a season can those stage points mean?
It can mean a lot, especially in the playoffs. Just one position matters a lot, so because you never know who you may not be able to make a race or something like that. So it's pretty important to try to stack them up throughout the year to get there to the end.
Absolutely, man. Well, John Lynch and now Chase Greer, stage winners for race 1 here at Daytona. Chase, before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Shout out my mother-in-law. I think Kinsley's also watching, so shout out them, and hope you all have a good night.
Right on, man. Best of luck the rest of the way. Maybe we'll be talking to you after.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Once again, folks, that was your stage winner, the number 40 of Chase Greer out of Johnsonville, South Carolina. Very nice shout-outs to people watching at home, family, and potentially friends. I think he said his daughter and mother, maybe. Very nice. As the lights on the iRacing.com pace car are out, and we'll start with on lap 45 of 70. This one's cruising by. One early caution and then the 2 stages. So doing pretty good here so far. Lisa says, nice job, Chase. Nancy, congrats, Chase. I love the love in the chat, everybody. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Sorry for the bit of a bumpy start we had, if you were involved or knew what was going on. But let's take a look at good old Barney in the flag stand. Get ready to drop that green flag once these guys hit that Geico restart zone and Chase Greer decides to fire, and we're back. Green flag racing for the SCSRA Arca Series at Daytona. Sights and sounds at virtual Daytona up close and personal for you folks. On lap 1 of the restart is now we're 25 to go, and Chase Greer continues to lead the way with Justin Parham in that 19 right behind him. He's sat first or second almost all race, it seems. Zach Stevens, the 33, has been up and down, but as of now, he sits right where he started in 3rd place, as they're single file nearly to the top 8. Travis Bennett and Trey Spears, the first 2 side by side. Luke Wagner in the 22 is, oh, now he gets cycled out. Never mind. He was single file, running in 5th, but he wants to go to the front, maybe get a lap led, get himself a point. We'll see if he can't push that outside lane to the front. Gonna need maybe a little more help or a little more consistency. Oh no! Oh, it's now the 83. No fault of his own. He was an innocent bystander. We saw it start to develop. The 22 just a little squirrely with the pushes, and that was enough to kind of cycle out, break up this field a little bit, and to make it interesting with 23 to go. I'm sure the 83 of Ryan Huford not pleased about that one. Fortunately, he does stay out of damage issues here, and take a look at Joe Tardif. He just has not had the speed since that early incident, and I'm not quite sure why. earlier I was thinking, I was speculating, oh, maybe he's hanging back because he's a lap down and he's going to have the opportunity at the Lucky Dog. Then he gets that. He's back on the lead lap. He's running 13th, but not a part of the lead pack. In fact, that's a great shot there. He's 2 seconds, nearly 3 seconds back on Boutwell, who is the final guy on the lead lap anyway in this lead pack. Josh Hall up there probably trying to just push some teammates and help anyone he can and log some laps. 3 laps down. Not sure what quite happened to him early. Didn't make the grid. So I'm sure he wasn't happy with that. We talked to him in the pre-race show. Everything was fine. He qualified and all. Chase Greer still leading the way. Single file for the top 4 as it's been for a while now. Chase Greer, Justin Parham, Zach Stevens, Matthew Fritz, Trace Spears, Travis Bennett, the 22's in the wall now. 3 wide behind him. Luke Wagner not looking comfortable as of right now with the bumps and the car. And I'm not judging Luke. We've all been there, whether it's just a rough night or a brand new car to him, or maybe he's fairly new on the sim and found the SCSRA to get involved in some league racing, and more power to him. I really encourage that. You don't learn if you don't get out there, and SCSRA is a great place to do it. Great place to learn, great place to compete. And Luke still hanging in. Keep an eye on him. Chase Greer still leading, but that outside lane has developed. Now, you'll see the 81 of Josh Hall leading the way on the outside. He's not in 3rd place or 4th place, folks. As you see on your timing tower, he's 3 laps down. So, the guy on the lead lap that's leading the outside lane is the 45 of Jay Stinson, right behind the 81. But like I said, Josh Hall has teammates out there, and he can help them in a lot of ways. Educated and very skilled racer, so don't think that just because he's 3 laps down he's going to throw in the towel. There's a lot more at stake here for the team. Chase Greer still leading the way. Parham, Stevens, Stinson, and Fritz behind him. That rounds out your top 5. Boutwell is right there in the 97 on the outside, so he's got a chance. We're now 18 to go. Ryan Huford still in it. Joe Tardif now has some more help, but losing to Ryan Gomes, who's the tail end of the lead group here. And I'm so puzzled by Tardif because he started first. We know he can drive the car. We know he's fast. And it doesn't look like he has any damage now. He got back on the lead lap. Just not stacking up with these guys. Maybe he's just trying to avoid one more incident and not get involved with it. I mean, there are green-white checkers, so that could be the strategy. Not a bad one. But if it fails, say they don't get a caution, he's going to finish 12th or thereabouts. Now, on the flip side of that, if this lead pack has an incident and 4 or 5 cars are wrecked, even if it's on the last lap, then Joe sneaks into the top 10 with a quality finish. And of course, anything before the last lap, if it brings out a caution, then he's right back in the mix, as is everybody else. And I gotta believe at this moment, nobody's hoping for a caution more than Ryan Huford. Still on the lead lap, but potentially not for long. Folks, we're going to take this quick opportunity to step aside and give you a picture-in-picture view as we hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back, folks. You saw some action there. Oh no! Speaking of action, Trey Spears is in the wall with multiple others. Lost his bumper, and the caution flag is out. And man, Ryan Huford probably thanking his lucky stars right now. Just went a lap down, and as long as he didn't take any incidents there, he'll get it back. He'll get the lead lap back. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here. Rewind it. And we're going to go up to the 3 of Spears, who's good right now. I think him and the 97 of Sam Boutwell get involved. 3 tucks in. Oh, and then the 97 goes outside. Catches him a little bit, I think. Already there, he was loose, I think. Into the wall. 97, nowhere to go. Ryan Gomes, I think, took damage. He did, right into the rear end of the 3. 54 tagged Gomes a bit. 48 of Matthew Fritz, I think, comes out unscathed. Good awareness there. I mean, he had to be laying on the brakes. And we're going to see if that has any impact here with pit stops or with being out of the race. As I mentioned, we had our only caution due to accident very early, and multiple drivers had to use fast repairs. So if any of them took enough damage there, that might not be great. Boutwell, Lynch, Fritz, Gomes, and Spears all down pit road. The only other thing that happened really under the commercial break, as you probably noticed, is the 19 of Parham took the lead from Chase Greer. And the 22 of Wagner rebounding nicely. He's up 12 now, and he's in second place for the time being. Greer's in third. Travis Bennett in fourth. Jay Stinson in fifth. Zach Stevens in sixth. Joe Tardif in seventh. Who, if he's going to make a move, it might be now. I think if Tardif wants to come back and win this thing, riding in the back is probably... as each lap ticks off, your chances get worse that you're going to be able to rebound from it. Nancy, yeah, the Venom guys having themselves a good evening, most of them. Ryan Huford out of pits. Believe he took his free pass before coming around. Sam Boutwell still there as he's on his way out now. He was one of those guys that had to take fast repair early. So not sure. I don't think he took a ton of damage there, but doesn't look like it, honestly. Victor Kress, 2 laps down. The 19 and the 22 will lead us back to green this next time by with 9 laps to go, folks. Coming down to the pressure cooker here. And in my opinion, based off how many times we've seen 3 wides not work out tonight and a couple potential bad blocks early in the race, and now we're getting late in the race, I don't feel like this is going to be our last caution. Just calling it for what I see. I could be wrong. I'd love to be wrong in this scenario. And it's also Daytona, so it gets late, and then you start seeing 3 wides, 4 wides, everyone pushing to win it. And all it takes is just a 2 or 3 inch movement, and all of a sudden the whole field is stacked up in a wreck. So we'll see how it plays out. Our pole sitter has spent most of the night trying to rebound from an early issue, and he's sitting 7th right now in that 88. That's Joe Tardif. Justin Parham and Luke Wagner getting ready to bring us back to green. As Parham fires and Wagner matches. Decent jump for the 19, but doesn't matter to Super Speedway. He'll get reeled in quickly. So now they're all side by side. Goodyear to Goodyear. Down the back stretch they go, and they're going to come to 8 to go this time by. As now the 22 of Luke Wagner will drop to that bottom side and have an opportunity to not only lead a lap, but put himself in a really nice position to potentially win the race. Should it stay the way it is right now, a lot can happen in 8 laps, and there it is. The 01 goes around. The 33 involved. What did I say, people? 33, I have to believe, unfortunately, will be done for the evening. Lost his bumper for the second time this evening. Travis Bennett might be done as well. Let's go take a look. Why is it starting me when the wreck is already happening? Nearly over, in fact. That's annoying. Let's watch what happened here. I think just a classic scenario like we've talked about already several times. There we go. They're all good right there. Let's go to the 01. We're going to go to the chase cam. Potentially will be better. And we're going to play it slow speed. This is off the roof of the 33, just maybe a bad bump there. And the 01, 33 after that, it was done. Nowhere to go. Let's see here. Rewind it just a little bit more. See if there's something that led to it. No, I mean, they're hooked up all the way through this, and then just not quite sure. It looked like it was straight. Let's go back to live action. Is now Luke Wagner with the caution coming out. He was leading the way, so he'll get a point for leading a lap. Congrats to you, Luke. Been battling hard out there. Spears, Boutwell, Fritz, and Bennett all down pit road for extended pit stops. Unfortunate for Travis Bennett, Matthew Fritz. Matthew Fritz is out, actually, so he'll currently be scored 10th on the lead lap. So he's still got an opportunity, does Matthew Fritz, in that 48 cars. There you see him rejoining the field now. Trey Spears in the 3 made it out on the lead lap, so he'll rejoin in 11th. Victor Kress got the wave around for the free pass there, I believe. Yes, he did. So he'll find himself one lap down and hoping for another caution here late in the race to get his other lap back and give him an opportunity to pick up some spots and maybe win it. Who knows? You never know. The lights should go off this time by folks on the iRacing.com pace car, which means we'll go green with 5 to go. So it's going to be a 5-lap shootout, barring any other cautions, of course, which that one happened a little bit quicker than I thought it would. Yeah, Zach. I'm glad I see your comment there. We watched it a couple different angles, and it looks square. That's why I was so confused. Because I rewinded thinking maybe Travis was already loose, or maybe came up or came down off the wall or something when you had momentum and pushed into him. But, I mean, you guys were hooked up the whole way. And then all of a sudden he just got squirrely and into the wall. Yeah, Zach, I feel you, man. It was a rough race for you. I mentioned it earlier how every time you had an opportunity that you took and did very well with it, something happened to cost you 3 wide a couple times and then got cycled because no one went with you, or you went with the guy that ends up hitting the wall. But that's all right, buddy. It's only race 1. Race 1, and you're still with 17 on the grid. Still not going to be in a bad spot points-wise after 1 race. Assuming this grows to 20, 25, maybe by next week. You'll be all right. Come back strong next week and make this one a distant memory. John Lynch. Nancy's calling for it in the 54. He won a stage tonight, so we know he can get up there. Luke Wagner leads us back to green with 5 to go. Will we stay green or will we have more incidents? A lot of separation again on the restart. I'll take you through. There's a pretty decent shot of it. They'll all stack back up because, again, super speedway. You don't really need to worry about timing your jump on the restart. You just don't want to get plowed over by the guy or plowed into by the guy behind you. Luke Wagner nice and smooth on the bottom line with Chase Greer behind him. Justin Parham in the 19 on the outside. The 07 of Lauren Vincent coming back strong. He's in 4th right now, being followed by that 54 of John Lynch. Jay Stinson in the 45. Bottom row, 3rd back. Currently scored his 5th. Now 4th. Bottom line losing a little momentum here. So now the 55 of Ryan Gomes jumps to the top side to give him some help. We're 3 wide as the 07 got pushed out. He's not going to find any helpers this late in the race. Everyone wants that top side. Oh no, now Ryan Gomes and Lauren Vincent are into it together. And still no caution. They cross the line this time by and will be 2 to go here. Not quite sure what happened. Maybe we'll take a look at it after the race. Or if we get another caution. Chase Greer back to the front. The 22 wobbly. 3 wide behind him. Chase Greer, Justin Parham, and the 54 Lynch feeling really good. The 83 of Ryan Huford after getting his lap back. He'll push that 54 of John Lynch all the way to the lead. Will be 2 to go this time by. 54 finds himself out front with the 83 of Huford behind him. The 40 of Greer just not getting enough consistent push. The 3 of Trey Spears on that bottom side. I look to him to look to the top if he can clear the 40 of Greer. If they get to the line this time by, oh no! I just jinxed it. Late caution with 2 to go. Chase Greer involved. Jay Stinson involved. Rewind right away because it starts me too late. We see the 22 got up into the 40 of Greer. So let's go here with Wagner. And we're just going to see how this developed. It looked like the 22 was trying to avoid the 3 who was squirrely. And then had nowhere to go. Parham, not sure what happened there. That looked like massive net code. I mean, look, the 22 and the 40 are inside each other's cars right now. So, yes, that's extreme netcode of sorts. 45 of Stinson around. Hopefully he didn't contact anything for heavy damage because he used a fast repair already. Stinson trying to save it. And it looks like he does. Great job by Jay Stinson. Wild incident there, though. Not necessarily what happened between Wagner and the 40 of Greer, but the 19 of Parham just randomly going up in the air. And on our screen, losing a bumper. On this screen, it looks fine. This will set up what's called a green-white checkered, folks. Watching at home, this is NASCAR's version of overtime. And that means they'll go green flag to restart the race. The next time they cross the line will be the white flag. And the next time after that will be the checkered flag. So pretty self-explanatory. Green, white, checkered. 54 of John Lynch finds himself out front. Ryan Huford going to line up on the outside. Trey Spears will line up third. Matthew Fritz fourth. Joe Tardif in fifth. Sam Boutwell in sixth. Justin Parham in seventh. Chase Greer in eighth, who did have his fast repair, so he will have another opportunity to get the win. Lauren Vincent in ninth. Jay Stinson comes out 10th, and Ryan Gomes comes out 11th. And I'm sure, positive, he was happy to see that caution because he didn't get one before when he should have got the caution. Let's go back here and check what happened to him and and Lauren Vincent. Looks like they're 3 wide here. This is the one before that did not bring out the caution. And it looks like just combination. The 55 went into the 07, it would appear. Maybe the 07 coming down a little bit. Hard to tell. But heavy damage for the 55, and I assume he still had his fast repair as well. But that's what came out, or that's what happened earlier, and did not bring out the caution. So that's interesting. Nancy says no. Why no? John Lynch is leading. So that's good, right? Brief drink of water here, folks, for this green-white checkered, so I'm all solid and ready to go. Derek Cat. No, the cat car. He'll rebound. He's on the lead lap and looks good to go. Does Ryan Gomes in the 55. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going green, hopefully for our last time tonight. This time, folks, John Lynch, Ryan Huford leading the way. They do the choose here, I believe, so John Lynch elected to go outside lane. The 83 of Huford will lead the inside lane. So he's going to want to pull up a little bit more. So is everyone else. Now's the time to start nice and cozy, close to each other, not spread out. Oh, uh-oh. 54 of John Lynch blinking here. Hopefully that's just a one-off situation. Oh, it makes you nervous? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Would have rather just had it go green there, huh? He leads us back to green here as he's off to a good jump on the outside. We'll see if he elects to stay outside. In my experience, I always rather have that outside lane just for the opportunity to get that push instead of potentially getting bogged down on the bottom side. But the 83 Ryan Huford works his way up. Man, they're pushing hard on the outside. Please get to the white flag here, guys. I want to see this one end under green. 83 Huford continues to lead that inside lane. The 54 and the 48 staying outside. If it ended this time by, it looks like Lynch would have won it. He wants to repeat that same exact thing. '83 still lurking. The 54 nice and comfortable, leading that outside lane right now with the 48 of Matthew Fritz trailing. Now the outside lane gets a huge push. The 97 dips to the inside. The 40 of Greer is back up there. He's going to push Matthew Fritz. '97 might have an opportunity. The 48 dips it low. John Lynch fights off all battlers and takes the first win of the Arca SCSRA series here at Daytona. What a finish. I'm glad we got to watch it finish under green. And John Lynch holds on to get the win. We're going to talk to him for the second time tonight. Here in just a few moments, we'll let him celebrate. Matthew Fritz third, Chase Greer. Matthew Fritz second, I'm sorry. Chase Greer battles all the way back to finish third. Sam Boutwell in fourth. Ryan Huford rounds out your top five. Let's take a look at the race results here on your screen. Get that out of the way, then take a look at them. John Lynch picks up the win. Matthew Fritz second. Chase Greer third. Sam Boutwell in fourth. Rounding out your top five is Ryan Huford. Jay Stinson finished sixth. Trey Spears finished in seventh. Joe Tardif finished eighth. Ryan Gomes brought home ninth. Justin Parham brings home 10th and rounds out your top 10. Lauren Vincent brings home 11th. Victor Kress finishes 12th. Josh Hall in 13th. Luke Wagner finishes 14th. Sylvain finishes 15th. Travis Bennett finishes 16th. And Zach Stevens finishes 17th. That is your full grid, folks. Very, very nice race by the 54 and everybody else. Good way to kick it off here for the Fry Disposal Arca Series. Here at the SCSRA. Let's get with our third place finisher of Chase Greer. Chase, welcome in, sir.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Turns out I do get to talk to you twice tonight. Congrats on the third place finish. That's a great way to start your season. You were wrapped up in that second to last caution there, I believe, but you had an opportunity to take your fast repair, work your way back. Tell us what your overall thoughts are on tonight's race and what your strategy was to kind of keep it clean and save yourself that fast repair late.
Yeah, it was just try to work with teammates, try to be smooth. These cars, there's a lot of checkup, so you don't want to get rear-ended and spun out. And then So it ended up working well. I think I led a lot of laps just chilling out in the front with everybody. And then, yeah, like you said, at the end, got caught up in that caution. I was luckily on the outside line. I was just waiting to hopefully clear the bottom and shoot a gap. And I got behind my teammate Fritz, but just couldn't hit him hard enough to get him outside of Jo there, so he ended up winning. But overall, good race for the team, and hope everybody, it was fun to watch. It was a good finish at least.
Yeah, man. I'm glad he got to finish under green flag conditions. Had the brief overtime, but we got it in, and good way to start the season for sure. I know everyone watching in the chat and myself and all the racers, of course, looking forward to the rest of the season. So before we let you go celebrate your third place finish and first podium of the season, Chase, one more time with your sponsors and people you'd like to thank and shout out tonight.
Shout out to Zach for doing the paint scheme. It always looks nice. Shout out mother-in-law. I know she's watching your stream, Kinsley. And thanks for everybody who puts on this league. And it's fun, and hope y'all have fun watching.
Right on, man. Chase, we'll see you back out here. I'm assuming you're running the Next Gen series tomorrow night.
Yep, I'll be there tomorrow.
All right.
I'll miss it next week because I'll be in DC, but y'all have fun.
Cool. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night then, man. Have a good evening.
You too.
Once again, folks, that was Chase Greer, the number 40 and the third place finisher tonight. So really nice race for Chase. He also won the second stage, so well done. Good way to start the season. Let's get with your second place finisher, someone I seem to speak with an awful lot because he's always putting himself in good position, and that's the 48 Matthew Fritz. Matthew, welcome in, man. Haven't talked to you in a while. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, man. As usual, we saw that M&M pet sitting car up front basically all night long. And when it wasn't, you battled back to be up front pretty quickly. So tell us your overall thoughts on race one of the new Arca series here at SCSRA and your thoughts on your race specifically.
Yeah, play track racing, always crazy. Just if we can get to if I see the checker flag, I'm happy at Talladega or Daytona. So have fun out there. We're all trying to learn this car. This car is way different than you'll see tomorrow. It drafts a little bit different than I'm used to. So we're all trying to learn it. But I was happy to push my teammate to a win. That's when I am a team guy, and I didn't wreck him, so I'm happy about that.
Absolutely, and I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast how not only being a new series, there's a handful of new drivers in here, but it's also a new car, and I don't think anyone at this moment can say they've mastered this new car. It hasn't been out long enough to say that. And then it's also Daytona. But honestly, in my opinion, you add all of those factors together, and the fact that there were only 3 cautions due to incidents tonight is very impressive for the whole field of 17 tonight. So very nice job by you guys. But Matthew, awesome way to start the season for you and your team tonight. So you got to be happy about that one. It always goes a long way towards playoffs to bring home a second place finish in the first race of the season. And tell us who you'd like to thank or shout out tonight.
Oh, I gotta thank my teammates, Jay, Jo, who won. Joey's not here yet, but and Justin and Zach and Chase. We're all good teammates and friends. And gotta thank my mom, my dad, my grandmother for watching. M&M pet sitting on the car as always. And I gotta thank you for broadcasting. Right
on, man. You got quite the fan club. Not only the Venom Racing boys, but you personally, quite the fan club, as always, in the chat. So that's really cool, and I'm sure you'll enjoy watching this one back, as always. But we'll let you go celebrate this one with your teammates, and we'll see you back out here tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Once again, folks, that was your second place finisher, the number 48, Matthew Fritz. But now, the man of the hour. He won the first stage. And then he finished first at the most important time of the race. Your winner, the number 54, John Lynch. John, welcome into the broadcast booth for the first time this season, sir.
Thank you.
And congrats on the win. I called it earlier, man. I said, hey, maybe we'll be talking to you a second time. And we are, so that's pretty awesome. Tell us what your thoughts were after that last caution. Were you thinking, oh, man, I would have rather this stayed green? I liked my chances then. Or were you okay and still feeling very confident with where you were restarting the green-white checkered there?
See, I've been thinking about that ever since I've been in park here. I blew my motor, so I can't do any more donuts. So I've just been kind of thinking. I'm like, yeah, I would have liked it to go green because I think the 50 or 83 would have gone with me, but I don't know. And then the caution came out, and then as soon as the caution came out, I'm like, well, crap, because the leader's always a sit and duck on the green-white checkers. And then I saw my teammate Fritz was lined up fourth. And I'm awesome. I can take the outside. And I'm like, all right, I'm going late in the box. And then I go late in the box and he doesn't. So I'm like, well, crap, I might be screwed here. But yeah, Fritz was a good sport, fell in behind me, and we beat the 83 back. And I saw Sam jump down the bottom. I'm like, okay, I might block him in case he's got help. And then I noticed he didn't have help, so I'm like, all right, I got to time this right to when I jump up, it's not too early where Fritz can jump to the bottom. So it was kind of later than I wanted to throw it. It was a little close, but he was a good sport and pushed me to the finish and went 2 for 2. I got the Clash win last week with Fritz in P2, and now I've got race number 1 with Fritz behind me. So
right on, man.
Do what we've got here going.
Yeah, heck of a way to start the season. I mean, winning a stage and then ultimately winning the race. And I even mentioned that as you started that green-white checkered. I was curious if you were going to drop down. In certain situations, I would have elected to stay on the high side as well, just because you tend to get a little bit more run out there and have a little more control of what you do from there. But masterfully ran race tonight, John. It was awesome to watch your race and to be able to talk to you a couple times. So one more time, I want you to take all the time you need to now, since you're not getting ready to go back green flag racing, to shout out those sponsors and thank whoever you'd like to thank.
Yeah, I just want to thank Snowman Studios on my hood. Snowman's a really cool guy. Let me race his stuff. KC Designs, Team 54 on Twitter. If you're a Ty Gibbs fan, it's a great account to follow. He's also on Instagram and Facebook. Star Mountain Outfitters, great hiking gear if you need it. And Fritz for pushing me, all my teammates. I appreciate them. Venom Racing for letting me run their banner again. And, of course, y'all for doing the broadcast tonight.
Right on, man. Well, you're definitely going to enjoy watching this one back, I'm sure. Of course, it's always sweeter when you get the win. But let's let you go celebrate here. And, John, for the first time, go pop the champagne in Victory Lane in the Arca Series. And we'll see you back out here next week, buddy.
Yes, sir. I got Coke in the fridge. So, hi, Nana. Good race, y'all.
Yes, your Nana was here cheering you on all night. That is pretty awesome. And, yeah, so she got nervous there at that last caution, but you held on and made her proud. So that's pretty cool to see that happening. But, yeah, go drink that Coke, and we'll see you back out here next week, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Once again, folks, that was your winner, the 54 of John Lynch. Man, he ran a great race tonight. This has been a fun one. I'm glad to be back. If you couldn't tell, I was slightly rusty with the interviews, kind of all over, but that's all right. You know what? We're only human, and we move on and do our best. We'd like to thank the sponsors here for the SCSRA, of course, Fry Disposal. You see it on your screen. Give them a call, and thank you for being the title sponsor of the Arca Series at SCSRA. And Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Whether you run a company, a government agency, a sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement with Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Comment for details or message me on Discord. And SM Racing Products. Take your sim racing experience to the next level with custom-made button boxes, dashboards, flag lights, and more with SM Racing Products. Check them out today at sm-racingproducts.com. And as always, use promo code royalty at checkout for 20% off of your purchase of $150 or more. That's a sweet deal. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight, and for everyone here at the SCSRA and Royalty Racing Network. I am Joshua King, and we hope you all have a good rest of your evening. We'll be back tomorrow night with the SCSRA Dev Sports Cards Next Gen Series. And shout out to Devin Buccino and his mother, Tammy, battling cancer. I wish you the best. We all do. Prayers go out to you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have yourself a good rest of the night. Thanks for watching. Good night.